Babe, guess who made partner?
Did someone say home renovations?
50% salary increase.
Maybe even some new art.
Shares on shares on shares.
And a new convertible. For hubby, of course.
Babe.
When your lifestyle changes, so should your insurance. Santam's executive insurance solution. Bespoke insurance with extensive cover, exclusive service, and a dedicated claims team to meet your unique needs. Speak to your intermediary or visit santam.co.za to find out more. Santam. Insurance good and proper. An authorized FSP.
Kaya Biz.
The 2021 local government elections on the street with Kaya 959.
Well, we continue with the conversation focused on municipal elections and, of course, the financial implications of how municipalities are run. And I'm happy to call you my good friend now and colleague, Mielani Oleni, who's the Chief Revenue Advisor at Ndiso Consulting, joins us for this conversation. Mielani, good to have you back. And thank you again for assisting us in gaining knowledge, fully understanding some of the themes that we need to be mindful of.
Good evening, Gugu. Yeah.
Indeed.
And thank you for the promotion. Thank you so much for the promotion. And good evening to the listeners as well.
Indeed. Well, we're building up on that conversation we had with Natasha just a moment ago, that South Africans are really quite aggrieved by the low levels of service delivery that they've received from municipalities. And this naturally at some point not only goes back to resources, skills, adequate management, but also raises the question as to how best it is that we can gear up our municipalities to deliver services. What are your thoughts and insights there, Mielani?
Sure. I think first things, what we are hearing is that consumers have choice. And I think if municipalities were allowed to be run by other entities other than the state, it seems as if the choice would be very difficult for people to accept or at least to work with municipalities or accept services from municipalities basically run in the way that they are currently. Mm-hmm. So I think it points to the first thing, innovation. And service delivery is about being innovative. Service delivery is about making sure that the operating model of a municipality is geared up towards making the priority the customer. So in other words, if you look at from the technical side with regards to simple thing of filling up potholes, that is something that must be constructed in such a way that you have the adequate resources, you budget for it, and you can look at the seasonality, because there's a season for potholes. No use fixing potholes, for instance, when the season has arrived, the rainy season has arrived, but to start looking at ways and means of how to create a capacity leading up and making sure that whatever cracks that are there are filled. And traffic lights. And you can follow street lights, and you can follow various things, refuse collection. So there's a bit of operating model that the municipalities need to innovate on and be able to look at the value chain of things and understand the seasonality and also understand the areas that they are servicing. And this is an area where the research that Natasha was talking about, for instance, there could even be things that says, would you like, to receive, this service this often or less often, for instance. So I'm just saying with municipalities, the operating models have unfortunately been outdated. The skills that are there have been outdated. And it's point as well to looking at how do you partner with people that have technologies, whether it's outside of the public sector into the private sector, or whether it's a non-profit organization. And if you look at, for instance, the waste with regards to people who pick waste, the partnerships that the likes of, I think, the city of Joburg and other cities are coming up with, it's starting to help around innovating of dealing with services. So service delivery requires an overhaul and a change to the operating model, and to understand at least the current circumstances that we are dealing with, and to anticipate growth and to ensure that there's proper partnerships.
Indeed. And let's talk more about those partnerships, right? Because not only does it need to take place with other innovative parties from the private sector, but even within local governments themselves. And I understand this is where the district development model plays a role here. Help us understand more about it.
Absolutely. And the district development model, at least what we see of it, is the fact that, one, you are pulling skills from various levels. And it's not only about national, provincial, as well as the local, There's also looking at the other partners within there. ESCOM is still a partner and a solution provider to municipalities. The likes of the water boards are service providers or because they supply water, but they can also provide valuable insights and consulting and knowledge to municipalities, as well as providing skills within there. So we're looking at how do you open up the partnerships that local government can have with the rest of the organs of government, which are in the form of state-owned companies, and so on, and all the way up to the likes of CSIR. If you look at the amount of research that sits with the likes of CSIR, you look at the Agricultural Research Commission, the Human Resource, you can count all of those state entities that are doing cutting-edge research that can be commercialized to help, for instance, to deal with waste. In some of the municipalities, they would be battling with dealing with, for instance, sludge going into the rivers. How do you deal with cleaning up rivers so that they are quick new waste management or at least wastewater treatment systems?
Sure.
The other time, I think we're talking to the Water Commission. So there's the ample partnerships that can be garnered within the municipal space, which can definitely be commercialized because they are doing research, and that research can actually be taken forward within the municipalities. And some of it is innovative, some of it is more cost-effective, and various things that horses for courses with regards to who do you partner with within the whole space of the district development model. But again, pulling budgets together.
Yes.
If you build a road, it's a municipal road. It's maybe going to be a kilometer, but it joins to a provincial road. It joins to a national road eventually. So if you just look at the various players that are involved there, municipality, in the likes of where there's entities, such as Limpopo, there's RAL, for instance, there's in Joburg, there's JRL, and so on and so forth. You can look at how partnerships can happen around saying we're building a road. It's going to be X. I contribute this. You contribute that. You take it from here to there, and you basically synchronize efforts of how to deliver services.
Indeed. Mielani, thank you so much for that refreshing outlook and perspective, and one that's certainly needed. And I guess we can anticipate to see these kind of innovations come through in terms of how municipalities are measured, but also how they gear up in order to deliver services adequately. Thank you so much for your time this evening. Looking forward to having you share your feedback with us again tomorrow at the same time as we build up to the local government elections, which will be taking place on Monday, the 1st of November. My guest this evening was the Chief Revenue Advisor at Ndiso Consulting, Mielani Oleni.
Kaya Biz with Gugulethu Mfuphi, Monday to Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Kaya 959.
On the street, on the air.